And we continue live on the Westmoreland Sports Network pregame show, Griffin's Game Day, brought to you by Three Rivers Orthopedic. You heard from Coach Isaac Collins, and now it's time to talk to one of his weapons on offense, Norman Darden, junior wide receiver. And Norman, first of all, you're off to a really good start personally, but team-wise, you guys are off to an 0-2 start. Let's go back to last week, the tough loss to East Stroudsburg. Why do you think on offense you guys couldn't really get anything going rhythm-wise offensively last week?
At first it took a while, to get rhythm-wise. We wasn't as focused as we should have been, like how we practice every day. So next time we plan to bring that intensity and that focus, attention to detail, to have a better start against IUP.
Now, I know you're from Texas, so you're probably not as familiar with the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, but last week, do you think you guys, I don't want to say a wake-up call, but maybe got a little bit of a taste of what level you need to get to compete with some other teams in this conference?
We got a little taste, but overall, we can handle it. It's just we have to come ready from start to finish the game, start the game off willers. But we have a good enough team and enough talent on this team to be anybody in this conference.
Now, you were off to a really good start, 3 touchdowns in week 1. You had a touchdown catch and run. That was beautiful last week. Talk about what's going so well for you personally right now.
Coach, he preached to us every day to be consistent, to go 100%. It's all about effort. So I try to maintain that during practice, even when it's tough. So, that's what head coach wants from us.
You were able to get the only touchdown for you guys last week. I know you wanted a lot more as a team, but take me through that catch and run. It was really nice. You left a couple of guys in the dust last week. Just take me through that play last week.
Basically, it was a shake route. It was basically, designed very well against cover 1. It was basically, desperation to show that I'll never give up. It's a never die spirit for me, and that's what I want to show my teammates as well. And I hope that picked us up for this upcoming game.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking with Norman Darden here on the pregame show. Now, Norman, you're from Texas. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, your high school days there, how your high school teams did there when you were on them, and just a little bit more about yourself.
My team, I actually graduated from Eisenhower High School from Houston, Texas. We played 5A football. I feel like we played the best competition. I later ended up at Texas Tech, and then later I transferred here, to this fine program.
And it's interesting too, because here in Pennsylvania we have single A through quad A, and of course in Texas, in the much bigger states, you have 5A football. Just talk about what that's like. Again, kind of the best level of football as far as high school goes.
I feel like it is the best football. It's competition. You have at least 6 or 7 D1 players on your team alone. So the competition is very high. So that's why I come out to compete. Because of that reason.
We talked last week with Coach Collins, and he said that you were a perfectionist. You had 3 touchdowns against Fairmont State, I guess 2 weeks ago now. 3 touchdowns against Fairmont State, but you were upset because of the one that you dropped. Would that be an accurate statement about yourself? Do you feel that you're kind of a perfectionist?
Yes, sir, because I feel like if I didn't drop that pass, I would have brought my team to victory. So I try to strive to be the best that I can be.
Talking with Norman Darden here on the pregame show on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Norman, talk about what Coach Collins' message was after such a tough loss to East Stroudsburg last week. Always positive, right?
Yes, sir. It's always positive with Coach Collins, and that's what I love about him. He always say, never die. It's about effort. It's about effort and attention to detail. And that last game, we didn't give too much effort, and he doesn't teach that at all. So we need to pick it up for him and for our whole coaching staff and for this university.
You guys are going up against IUP. Obviously doesn't get any easier this week, one of the top teams in Division II. Defensively, what are some of the things that you have seen on film that they like to do, and what do you guys have to do to have success on offense this week? Obviously, I'm sure getting a couple of first downs early will be big for you.
Yeah, we just have to run our offense. Our offense, Coach Eager, offensive coordinator, he does a fine job with, taking advantage of matchups. They like to run a lot of cover 6 and quads on cover 4. So we have to just stay tuned and stay attention to detail to our offense and handle what we got to do to beat these guys.
And I know this is your first year, but do you feel that you're kind of one of the leaders in the receiving corps? 'Cause there's so many young guys, in the receiving corps. And again, I know this is your first year here, but do you kind of take on some of that leadership role?
Yes, sir. I most definitely, because I'm a little bit more experienced, and I love the challenge of being a leader. I never was born to be a follower, so I love that role.
Norman, I really appreciate your time, man. Good luck here tonight against IUP and on homecoming here at Seton Hill.
Thank you. Hopefully we get this win.
Very happy to have you here. Norman Darden, junior wide receiver, transferred from Texas over the offseason here to Seton Hill University. Coming up next, we're going to continue on the pregame show as we have a lot for you coming up here on Griffin's Game Day as we get you ready for kickoff from Offutt Field on the Westmoreland Sports Network.